Yeah, they probably veto it down, right?
Yeah, that's
But
been not
the
most
thread
common
is just
lately.
super unspecific. It just says the usual rules.
I mean, I can't say much about it because last time I read it was like 2 months ago, so I don't remember. Okay, so here we are, beautiful ditch. Both are picking Sarah. Not a big surprise. Sarah has been very strong lately. Nexus, okay, I guess that's in his BO. He walked a bit with his ACU to make a max. Uh, it's quite unusual. Um, I feel like Blackheart is gonna stall. He didn't edge build his factory at all, which is a bit questionable. And Nexus did edge build, but he also made the first mech, so he's definitely not gonna stall. But maybe it's because the top right slot uh, on the old ditch
Mm,
you had some further distance, so you stalled a bit. But this is FEF version, so it's equal.
yeah.
His engineer might be too far away for the next attack. I don't know. I mean, he will be paying attention to it, no doubt. Blackheart though is stalling
Oh no.
because he didn't edge build his factory. Like it's not. It's just a few seconds, but you know, a few seconds of stalling isn't what you want at the start of a game. So yeah, not the greatest start. Mostly because you know it's not like terrible, but it just frustrates you when that happens. You already feel bad about yourself when you stall
Yeah.
early on. That doesn't often help you out too well. Um, let's see, second land, then third air, and then another land factory for Blackheart. Nexus is going fourth air. But he's making more pigeons before his second factory.
I think, like, what is Nexus gonna do with just NG spam with 3 factories?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's yeah, there we go. He over well not overbuilt. He built a lot of power and Sudan built all factories in a row. He tends to kind of do it. It's gonna be pretty strong. It's kind of the same thing as on Crazy Rush with you know first built with the first engineers built like 15 PGens and then built like 4 factories in a row.
Yeah.
Just start building factories the moment you're almost full on power. So yeah, transport out at minute 3:10 for Nexus. Blackheart is a few seconds behind, but his was out unassisted because he didn't build as much E. But slight
Mm.
differentiation.
Oh, I wonder if Nexus NGs are gonna load. They actually did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Blackheart actually moved his apart a bit. That's the worst thing about picking Seraphim is the
Yeah.
transport. They are so bad, so insanely bad. Uh, Especially with ACUs. Don't get me started on that. I don't understand why your ACU has to walk like 20 meters in front of the transport before it can get in. That is still a mystery to me. But yeah. Nexus, okay, sending 2 more reclaim engineers. A bit too late, he is stalling right now. Blackheart sending in 1 extra one. He is not stalling actually, but that means his booming should be a bit worse. Let's see. I'm curious whether either of them will spam lots of air. I doubt it because you know this low strategy of spam 10 attack on air factories, attack move bombers, indecent scouts all over the map, and just
Yeah.
don't bother with it, and it will find damage. The only issue is it takes a lot of E, and E is important on the ditch. So, and especially someone like Blackheart, I won't really see him do it. Same for Nexus, kinda. You see there?
Blackheart is reclaiming the trees. It's very rarely that I see that.
I see. I have to say, scaling looks uh, a bit low in his main base, but it might just be me. I guess he's rushing fast tech to air. It's already at 50%. So there's not as much reason to insanely skill your tech on power, because you're about to rush your tech to pigeon. Uh,
Yeah, and Blackheart
but
isn't even really behind on power.
Nexus actually finished his tech to HQ quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very static game so far, um, which again doesn't surprise me too much. It's Nexus versus Blackheart on the ditch. Neither of them are known for being aggressive. Uh, they both just like to eco, play a bit defensive, and the long game suits both of them. They're both more macro-oriented players.
Oh,
So you will see the exact opposite of any game with Paralon or Slow or any of the sort. Uh, which is
Nexus is already prepping the Zui spam across the pond. And I don't know, Blackheart is just sending his second transport out for the right expansion. I
actually
guess he'll have some factories up, but like the Zui spam might be there to become really annoying.
yeah, it's very slow now that you say it. It's it's like if this was, I mean, I guess he knows he's versus Nexus, but if this was Paralon, there would already be four factories starting a proxy. It is very slow, but I guess,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, look at the transport. Blackheart is starting some annoyance in the top.
Ah, yeah, I saw
She's
that one.
dropping some
But
tanks.
mostly tanks, not really engineers. I, I always wonder in situations like this. Imagine if that wasn't tanks, but just engineers, and you just drop the back plateau from Nexus and steal all that mess. It's pretty good.
Definitely, or some people have done that to me, just like have some engineers there, steal some mass, and then if you have T2, just get a T2 factory and a couple TMLs up.
I mean, the TMLs can be good, although it's a lot more optimistic. But the random engineer, mostly because it just needs to be scouted once, and your enemy will always see the buildings. Like you need to build a factory for that. But engineers, if it's scouted and unscouted again, then they won't see it on the map. So it's a lot safer. And just generally, the reclaim stealing, it's not going to be relevant for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game. But once the reclaim starts running out, then you really start to see the difference, depending on how much you store, of course. But yeah, plays like that they can be fun, but they're not made very often at all. That entire raiding army is in one place. It's a bit of a overcommitment, I'd say, but sure. Nexus is quicker on the Navy, so from the looks of it, he should be able to Navy lock Blackheart actually. Also, I didn't address this, but thank you for the 2 subs I think we got so far. From, what was it again? Shouldn't miss these. Probably Javi and Airfall. Thank you very much.
The money goes into tournaments, right? So
Yes,
just, yeah,
all,
for tournament pools.
all the
Kind
money,
of makes sense.
all the money from Fab Life goes into future tournaments.
So Nexus made a huge amount of, like, he has got 72 pigeons.
Yeah, it's but he's using it all.
Yeah.
He's using more than all.
Nexus is spending 700 mass right now at minute 9.
Oh my god. He probably just
Yeah,
started a huge amount of Tech 3 Maxes. Yeah, he did. He's making 4 in his main base, an extra 4 in his bottom expansion, and that's what's using all that E. single one is 200, so that's like 3 Tech 2 Pigeons rid of upgrading Tech 3 Maxes, then he's rushing Tech 3 Air at the same time. But yeah, Nexus seems to be booming a lot better. Blackheart is
Super
quicker on the
hardcore.
T3 Air, but his ecoing is so far nowhere near as well. Nexus
I
is
think
gonna
Nexus
be.
already has. Yeah, he's like nearly on twice as much reclaim as Blackheart.
Oh my god, you're right, I didn't notice.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
I mean, it's mostly because Blackheart isn't taking anything at the bottom at all. And the issue is, Blackheart usually is very good on the ditch, but if you are any sort of rusty, then this is not the map to play usually. And the last few maps still, the other map the last 2 maps that he played, it's doable, but this is ditch is often kind of known as, one of the most skill intensive maps. It's one of the hardest maps to play. At least the 1v1 pools, it's very tough.
It's just also kind of like every bit of APM also helps you here.
Yeah, exactly. And Blackheart was never really known for APM. That was never really his strong points. Although usually that didn't harm him on the ditch, but like things what Nexus is doing, like upgrading all maxes unassisted, all T3 maxes. Blackheart was actually the first one to do that, but now he's not doing it. Probably because he just, maybe didn't think about it or doesn't have enough time for it. He does have 8k mass in storage. Like, he only has one T3 max, he just now started the next one. It's just all way too slow. Especially for him. The Tech 1 tank rate that was dropped is gonna kill a Tech 2 Pigeon. Oh my god, really? I'm surprised.
Nexus even made two gunships, but it's just
chilling there.
attention is somewhere else, yeah.
Imagine if Blackheart just rushed the strats and just ground fired all those Tech 2 Pigeons. So yeah, there's now a lot of cancer coming from both of them. Lots of Phobo spam at the top left, and actually Yenzin spam from Nexus at the bottom. Yenzin spam always feels a bit weak. It can be strong, but they just feel a bit like paper and like not doing a lot of damage. He does have Tech 3 lands, so I'm kinda surprised he isn't upgrading a lot of them to Tech 3 to start the Autumn spam. But Autumn spam is a lot more dangerous. And Blackheart actually manages to stabilize on Navy. He rushed Tech to Navy and
yeah, that's
kill
true.
most of the frigates.
But I think Blackheart is losing the bottom right expansion. It's
Yeah,
just a huge amount of Yenzins.
he's making Ilshis, but is he stalling? No, he's not.
I mean,
14k
that's one
mass
assisted
storage.
factory versus like 6,
It's assisted.
7. Yeah.
Most importantly, there is PD, and it is the ditch, so the attack is not gonna be very efficient, because attention will be elsewhere. As you see, these first few Yanzins, they kill some engineers and die. So it's not gonna be enough to kill the base yet. So yeah, as you can see, Nexus is 100 mass income up more, 140. It's because he finished all his Tech 3 maxes. As always, some uncapped Tech 3 maxes are left. Happens to everyone that does it like this. Is he upgrading more? I assume he is. Maybe in his top expansion. Yes, he is.
Blackheart is overbuilding power. Looks like he forgot his air factories in the grid.
Yeah, it's he's not getting he hasn't gotten the res either yet, so He's gonna get even more power from this. Yeah, that's... and he's gonna stop mass soon. He will have more T3 maxes. He's about to... okay, 4 in his main base. And 1 over here. Another over here. Okay, he will have 7 T3 maxes. It's... yeah, he caught up by a bit. It's just that total mass is pretty skewed probably compared to that. He caught up in reclaim mostly. It's just that the reclaim at the bottom is not gonna grab everything. Look at the factories that Nexus plant all the way at the bottom. All those phobos.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is with attacks like this, they can be very strong, but if there's a proper defense, they can be a mass waste as well. But there's not enough at all. There's no tech tree, which is a big issue. If there was a tech tree support factory and also some tech tree engineers spamming shields and PDs, could be enough, but I think it's about to die to the Gensins.
And Nexus is dropping Authams from his HQ. I guess he just assisted the factory or something.
Yeah, I mean, it can be nice to assist the factories. Let's see. I mean, it just looks... Blackheart's kinda caught up on eco, but he's gonna lose the entire bottom side. At least he reclaims quite a bit of it, but Nexus is about to finish a batch of tech 3 maxes at top. Although, are these tech 3 for Blackheart? One of them is. Okay, it's a bit more even than I thought. I thought Blackheart was actually falling a lot behind at the start, but he kinda recovered. There's a big air fight coming up, and I think Blackheart has more.
Just check the numbers. 46 versus 22, yeah.
Oh, I can't just judge ASF. I think he has more, yeah, just twice. No biggie. I guess there are 5 inties that were hidden in with the other ASF. That's my excuse. And he starts in Awasa, okay. The important part is, did he lock the ASF from Nexus? Because in situations like this, you should probably just like right click on like 10 of them with shift and then just shift G on the ASF. So even if Nexus splits out his ASF, they will die anyway. Because you will eventually catch up.
Yeah. Oh, but Blackheart should be able to catch them now.
Yeah, I think Nexus is gonna lose all of them. Like he's gonna split them, but that's why you shift G. And now because Blackheart manually turns, he lost both of them. And this wouldn't have happened otherwise. If he shift G'd on all of them, they all would have died.
Did Nexus just clutch it? Nah, he's...
Oh no, he's losing the ones on the right.
Oh yeah.
And these other ones are still... Nexus also didn't do the greatest job at saving his ASF. But 1, 2, 3, 4, about to be 4 air factories versus 6 from Blackheart. Although Blackheart should stall soon. Actually, wow, he has 20k mass saved up. Never mind then.
I'm not sure if that Avasa will finish though.
I'm not sure what that Tech 2 army is gonna do there. Excuse me, sir? I kinda didn't look at there for a bit.
How much Flak is in the mix? Oh, Flak is falling a bit behind.
True.
But it's enough to take out infinite amount of Wulthus.
Actually, it's gonna be a kind of suicide. But he did scout the Awasa, which is important. There were no Phobos either. Pure Phobos would have been better.
And he controls Case.
Oh, he controls Case. Okay. I mean, it was kind of... the bottom was lost. He did have air, but top was dying to autumn drops as well. I guess the Awasa would take too long, and now that it was scouted, Nexus
Yeah.
should die to it. The thing is, I guess you can try to Awasa both the core expansions, but it's just if you're on the ditch, once you've lost this much ground, you lost navy, you lost some expansion as well. There's lots of hover. Uh, it's just even if in theory you are ahead, in practice it's so much harder to play that you're basically behind.
I mean, also one tier 3 shield and a couple SAMs will protect the expansion
Yeah,
from
true.
an Avasa for long enough.
Oh, Fef locked me out. Great.